Welcome to Season 6 of ImVibes Podcast. Now here's your host, Eric Malazzi. What? Oh, not Malazzi. Anyway, here's Eric.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of ImVibes Podcast. We are here at Home Sweet Home Tommy's Pub. Today's word is a compound word, hungover. I'm extremely hungover today, but I'm here and I'm drinking like a champ again. So
the only way to do it.
Last night we were here for Billy Bats and the Made Men show. That was an awesome show. Those fucking kids kick ass, man. We were just talking about it earlier.
They're very, very energetic.
Their drummer that's probably the best drummer I've ever seen.
Oh, he's
for that age.
Kills it, yeah. We had him on the podcast once. I'm like, what are you guys drinking? They're like, water. I'm like, why? They're like, we're 16. They're all kids.
Wait, shouldn't they change their name to Billy Bats and the Made Boys until they're of age?
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, they're all adults now.
Yeah. Well, they're all at least.
Yeah, the drummer turned 18.
Okay. So,
okay.
Yeah.
They're men, but not men of drinking age.
Right.
They weren't even old enough to be here last night because it was a 21 and up show.
Oh.
Well, Anyways, we got some special guests today in the house. The working class heroes of Charlotte's Queen City Rejects. Thank you for coming on, guys. We've been wanting to have you on for a long time. So
yeah, love the show.
You guys kind of remind me of like Charlotte's version of Agnostic Front.
Very influenced, but well, no buts. Very influenced by that whole thing, but we aren't from up north. If that makes
where are you guys from?
Straight up Charlotte, Gastonia, fucking
Nashville. I'm originally
Asheville.
Oh, I thought you said north.
Yeah, no, we're
not originally from.
Yeah, we're not from the north. That
okay.
He said we're the agnostic front of the South.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I see what he's saying now.
Yeah, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
You know, I but it's like, you know, that whole New York hardcore. That's New York hardcore. We're
swampy.
We're swampy. Yeah. We're swamp ass. we are the swamp ass punk.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I love it. So last time I saw you guys was your farewell show at the Rooster. What happened?
Well, that was the end of a chapter. I was wanting to take a break, but it didn't happen.
It took about a year, didn't you?
It took about a year. I wanted to do something new.
Okay.
I mean, technically, this is a new band with just a borrowed name.
Okay.
Pretty much, because I can't coming up with a new name in 2025 is like you can't. I was like coming up with a Yabo Diablo.
Yablo Diablo or something.
Yeah,
that just sounds fun. Yeah.
It sounds awesome until you stop smoking weed. then it just sounds like, what the fuck?
What the hell was I thinking? Yeah.
Sound like your band.
Yeah. When we were at Rockville, we were high as fuck, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, dude, I have a great name for a band. Turd. And we sing songs about taking a shit all the time. And then later, when I wasn't that high anymore, I'm like, yeah, actually, that might work.
You know,
I don't know.
I think Johnny Moss from Dirty South Revolutionaries didn't he have Turd Cutter?
Turd Cutter, yeah.
Yeah.
Turd Cutter.
Yeah. That was a fun band to watch. But I think that my Lorded is getting ready to come up.
Is it a burp or a vomit?
We'll see.
I think he came out the other side.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
We've never had anyone vomit on the show yet. So You do the first.
You know that we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I told him not to take it. No, actually, I was like, I will pay you if you take it.
It's the most disgusting thing that you'll ever fucking drink. We were doing the Third Wave Scotch episode once, and I had a shot of Jameson, and someone put a shot of Malort right next to it. I didn't know it was, and I was sitting there, and I'm talking mid sentence, and I go through the shot. I shut down the fucking podcast for like 5 minutes. I was like, what the fuck was that? That's the most disgusting. Oh my God. It was fun.
Did I just drink, what is that?
It tastes like a burnt Band-Aid.
With a little bit of lemon.
Yeah.
Well, what's the stuff that you clean your floors with?
Pine Sol?
Pine Sol,
Yeah. It definitely has some Pine Sol flavor to it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just...
we were talking about Agnostic Front. He said what was it?
You guys are Charlotte's Agnostic Front.
We are the Queen City Rejects.
I know.
You know, that's the... Because none of us live in Charlotte. But we are the rejected kids of that era.
Okay.
But we all lived in Charlotte at one point. I'm moving back up here now, so I guess I'm a Queen City
Resident?
not resident.
You're a Queen City resident.
Well, I mean, Gastonia and all the outside areas, I still consider that Charlotte.
What was it? Fucking Saturday Night Live said Charlotte is the gateway to Gastonia because one of the Panthers came from there.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean Gastonia is the gateway to Charlotte? Or?
No, the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Charlotte's gotten. I don't know, man.
It was a joke. It was because it's fucking. It was fucking Gastonia.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know, you got Tony's ice cream.
So, give us a brief history of Queen City Rejects. I know you guys have been around for a while. You took a break for a year, but
these guys they've been with me for 2 years, and they're giving me a new direction.
okay.
Getting a little more classic, you know, a little less from the hardcore, the quotations, a little more back into, you know, just classic rock and roll, especially with the 3-piece.
Yeah.
ZZ Top with some Ramones.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah. That's awesome.
And we're actually planning on going into a studio within a month or two as soon as he gets homestead.
Yeah.
And we're putting out brand new material. Like I said earlier, this is pretty much a new band with just a borrowed old name because butter is butter. You fucking put butter out and it's butter. That's
It's
what
the
we
same
are.
thing,
Yeah.
It was actually discussed once this iteration started. Whether to keep the name or not, since it was basically a brand new band, and it was basically decided with us, you know, as you know, we didn't really want to start over with the name, so to speak, but so it was basically decided that we would keep the name because it's hard to start something new without an established name. So we just wanted to keep the name. And maybe, you know, it's like with Corrosion of Conformity, you know. You can change styles of music and still keep, you know, it can still be the same band, you know.
Right.
Bands change up styles all the time.
That's a good reference.
Yeah, we wouldn't be the first one to do it, you know, so we decided it was best to just keep building upon the name and maybe take a little bit different direction with it, you know.
Yeah. Well, at least you guys didn't pull like a Linkin Park and get a new singer and change that band up and still call it Linkin
Well, that's
Park.
the other thing too. We actually tried out singers.
Oh, really?
We tried. Queen City Rejects have tried out singers for the past 15 years because I hate doing vocals. But I always get stuck doing it, and it just kind of like, hey, if it ain't broken,
don't fix it. Yeah.
Don't fix it. Yeah. Just put some duct tape on it and go.
It sounds good though. I got to sing with 77 Lives last night. They asked me to come help them sing "Where Eagles Dare," and that was fun.
Mike Williams played guitar on the last half of Before We Took a Break.
Okay.
So he was.
He was actually the last guitar player before
you. Yeah. So me and Mike go back to the Biggie Stardust and the Wretched Hive days.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That which was a fun band. I didn't have to think. I just fucking play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Kind of like what I do now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's our music is not for the thinking.
It's working class.
It's exactly. Yeah. You clock in and tune out.
Yeah. What do you guys do for a trade?
Trade. I like that word.
Yeah.
You first, because he's got the real job. He's got a day job.
I work for an oil company, and I work in supply chain.
Okay.
So basically,
fucking works for an oil company.
Wow.
Yeah. I make pizza.
Okay.
That's what I do. I work for Papa John's, fucking making the pizza. Yeah.
Papa John's.
This guy who hasn't said a word yet.
I'm a commercial plumber by trade.
Okay. Yeah.
Plumbing foreman.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since I was 17 years old.
I'm an HVAC tech, so yeah.
Right on.
Yep.
We are all service.
Yes.
I started my working career. I was a machinist, though. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
So, what do you do with the oil company? That's
I basically so we have like 7 warehouses. It's basically a distribution company, but
okay.
It's oil based. So basically, I just move everything around to where it needs to be throughout the regional warehouses. Move stuff to where it's selling. If there's dead stock, move it out. Make money, and if something's not moving, move it to somewhere it is. It's kind of bean counting, I guess. But
okay. So, what bands influenced you guys to want to make music? Because I think this is.
Oh no! Yeah,
you go first.
You go first. You got the talking stick.
Hold on, he's got.
This is going to be great. I'm going to cough the whole time. So I guess.
Wait, what was the question?
Influences.
Oh, all right.
As a drummer, for me, I don't know, man. California. I was born and raised in California, so I was,
there's a lot out there. Orange County, or
I was born in Orange County.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff going on.
That's why
there,
he's the drummer.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to a lot of punk rock and surf rock, Agent Orange, and a lot of West Coast punk rock bands. Agent Orange, DRI, Adolescence. I don't even know, man.
Adolescence that's probably one of my, I would say one of my biggest, but a big influence on me.
That's a band that's on my bucket list to go see. I've never seen them, I go to a lot of shows, but I've never seen them.
Yeah, the Adolescence, Rick Agnew.
But on the other side, I also like the Cult.
The Cult's a shit. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people that hate on the Cult, but I fucking love
the Cult.
I love the Cult.
I do too.
Yeah, that's an influence. That's an influence on me. Mm-hmm. I love the simple bass playing from
Billy Idol
that
too.
Style. It's just
from back then.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's fucking. It's not metal. It's not punk. It's just rock and roll.
Fucking rock and roll.
Rock and roll. It's good shit. I love the Cult. One of my mottos in life was last time I saw him was at one of those 106.5 Queen roast things.
Oh,
and the crowd was just sitting there with the thumb up their ass, like the Colt's on stage and no one's doing anything. Everyone's talking, and he fucking walks in and goes, "Charlotte, do something today to make sure you're alive." Because he's like, "You fuckers are dead." And I was like, "Wow, okay, yeah."
I actually saw the Cult during the electric.
Electric.
Yeah, electric. I saw it. Yeah,
Electric. What is it?
It's just electric.
Yeah, it's just called with the love machine, love removal machine.
Electric love. No, it's a love removal machine.
Yes,
That's it. Where they covered Steppenwolf. I was getting ready to say "Bad to the Bone." I'm sorry, George Thorogood. Born to Be Wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They actually opened up for somebody, and I cannot think of who it was, but it was like
It might have been Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
it could have been. It could have been.
They were opening for them when they.
But yeah, it
first
was at the
started
old Bojangles Coliseum.
Oh man.
You know, it was,
That's actually how Guns N' Roses got Matt Sorum, was with the Cult.
Right. Because he was
Little
on that.
useless trivia for that, throw it
That's
out there
awesome.
now.
No, that's stuff what we all need to know.
Which one of y'all took the photos of
That's
the
Ernest.
last show? Dude, you need a Pulitzer surprise. Is that the word?
I don't know.
Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever the trophy is for taking phenomenal pictures. Thank you.
This conversation is sponsored by my Lorted.
You know what? We should ask them to sponsor the show. Holy fuck! Ding dong! There's a fucking light bulb. Holy shit! Because we've been trying to find a sponsor for the show, but nobody wants. I mean, we got Tommy's that are sponsored. So.
Tommy's and Ep.8.
Astroglide.
No, well, I mean, if you like it, if you like the Astroglide, man, go for it. Do you need lube?
Whoa!
No, you're in oil.
I work in the oil business, man. Come on, man. I got oil coming out my fucking ears over here. Come on now.
He's well oiled.
You're the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Have another, Johnny.
Let's get you oiled up. How about it?
I do need some oil. I'm fucking all crickety and shit.
What were we talking
What was the
about?
question?
Band influences.
Oh yeah, you're still going.
No.
No, he was done.
Oh,
I passed the puffy stick, remember?
oh yeah. Can I hit this real quick?
Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, geez.
All right. Van Halen,
Okay.
Black Sabbath, the Ramones, and everything in between.
You're a lot like me. I can't just nail down like you.
I wrote a song. I wrote a
so
song
many genres.
called "Throw the Goat," and I wrote the bass line years ago, and I'm like, I wanted something, and part of it was na 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 na, and years later, I'm like, holy shit, that's like the bridge to "I love you, baby," and I mean, and that shit just was like, holy shit, if you. And that's what it was. And, I am a fucking sponge.
Songs in my head.
It's going to be in your head for the next 2 days. Yeah. I love you, baby. And if it's quiet.
You should do a cover of that. With that voice. Dude.
We'll see.
The
We will
whole
videotape this as he tries to sing that.
The whole audience will be like,
No.
nobody will see it coming, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah. But old rock and roll, old punk rock, new punk rock. That's like, with him being California, that California drumming is fucking perfect for his love of 80s hair metal. Which it will be, he'll say that next. And then facts. And then, it's like mixed in with the stoner shit. It's a fucking literal stone soup of, we are the mutt of rock and roll. Okay, you're next.
So it's musical influences, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to name bands, probably because there'd be too many to name, but probably classic rock, like old Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Kiss. Then segue into early 80s hardcore. And then
Passing it over to you. There you go.
If you do that,
he ain't hit one of these things in 2 years.
This interview would take a very weird turn.
We've had a lot of those on the podcast.
Early 80s hardcore, hair metal, and I've been listening to a lot of dark wave and electro wave right now.
Okay.
So.
Are you going to go to the Faster Pussycat show?
Is it with Tammy Down?
I don't know who's with them.
That is Faster. Is them and Super Suckers?
Yes, at the
the Super Suckers.
Yeah.
That would be a
That's at
good
the
fucking show.
Neighborhood Theater. I think July 1st. I think it is. Yeah. I'm gonna go to that show.
What days? Oh, it's on like a Tuesday or something.
It's like a Wednesday, I think.
Tuesday.
Yeah. I love Faster Pussycat. Don't get me wrong, but I live right outside of Greenville right now. So
Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
what was their song? Faster Pussycat.
House of Pain. House of Pain.
No.
And they
Bathroom Wall.
did that.
Bathroom Wall.
They did that.
Shut up.
That Carly Simon cover.
You're so vain.
You're so vain.
Yeah, but they had like almost a rap song off their first record. It was like shut up.
I don't remember that one.
Oh,
you gotta understand, I'm like 10 years younger than y'all. So
yeah. Well, it's off their first record.
Right on.
I didn't know. Is it Neighborhood Theater?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that one. I'm sure it's Tammy Down. It's probably some incarnation.
I know you said you guys are on a break. When's your next show, or do you have anything?
Our next show is it's still in the works to get on the books. August 22nd at the Rooster.
Okay.
With Bellbox.
Okay.
It's just they're a new band starting up, pop punk, but still, that's the beauty. It's like friends can play music with, it's like you got our style of music, you got their style of music. It still complements.
Yeah.
Well,
we were talking about this when Stinkbug was on. Like, we want shows that have different types of bands, not just all the same type of fucking bands playing.
Yeah, that's what music is about. It's just you got this flavor, you got this flavor. It's like everybody likes ice cream.
Right? Yeah, there's just
it's like
flavors,
you got chocolate, you got sherbet.
Yeah, I just went to Asheville on Monday. I took my daughter up there to go see the Aquabats. It was the Aquabats, the Coffin Cats, which are our friends too, and Mike V and the Rats. And Mike V and the Rats came out first, and my daughter's like, I don't know if I like this, Dad. I mean, first of all, he sounds just like Henry Rollins.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he was on tour with the Black Flag forever.
Black Flag, yes.
But he did, you were talking about Agent Orange earlier. They did a cover of Bloodstains. And then the last song they did was a cover of Minor Threats, White Guys, Good Guys Don't Wear White.
Right.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. So, but that was a great mix-up of show. I mean, you had ska, you had rockabilly, and then you had punk.
I mean, Aquabats. My kid was actually a fan of Aquabats when he was like just a little. There you go. Yeah. He had when he was like 7 or 8, he had an Aquabats birthday party.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went on to their site and just like ordered everything Aquabats. Everybody at the party had to have on a mask and a fucking one of their silver helmets. We had and they were, it was from their shit. They had their own birthday set up.
Wow.
Like you could
That's smart.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, for real. I mean, they were on Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
And
I got so there's a baby in the bar right now.
Yeah, that's Philly's kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this has happened once before.
Yeah. They bring the baby in here quite often. I try.
Did you say there's a baby in the bar?
There's a baby in the bar, man.
There's a baby in the bar.
I was like, hey, man, why don't you bring the baby down and
let it scream in the microphone.
They screaming.
That could be one of those. There's a baby in the bar, let it go. There's a baby in the bar, let it go.
Another new song for Queen City Rejects.
There's a baby in the bar, let it go.
But I had taken my daughter, and I think those days of taking her to shows, it broke my heart because I've taken her to other shows and she loved it, but she's about to turn 13 and she just wasn't into that at all, man.
What show was it?
Taco Bat show, and
he missed that one.
Here. But she went and sat on the bench in like the back of the venue and was on her phone the whole night. And I was like, man, this sucks.
Was it for she just didn't like the Mike Vallely?
She didn't like the whole. She just wasn't into it anymore. She's right before we left. She's like, Dad, can you sell my ticket? And, I've got something to do on my VR tonight. I'm like, kid, we've been planning this for months.
Yeah.
It just sucks, Whatever. I guess those days of taking her to shows are over. So unless she does want to go see Billie Eilish when she comes to town, so I'm gonna have to spend $700 at a ticket to go see her.
Well, in her defense, maybe you took her to a show for a band she didn't want to see, so maybe she's going to take you to a show for an artist that you don't want to see.
But I'll go.
Now, granted, it's
that's a baby girl. You're going.
Right. No, but I mean, it was her idea to get this Aquabats tattoo on my arm. We were big Aquabats fans.
Yeah.
And then I guess she's just, grown up now. She wasn't into it. So
she might come back around.
I really do hope so, man.
on the choir.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That'd be awesome.
But I will say Billie Eilish does have some songs that's worth listening to.
Yes.
I disagree with that. But.
That's it's I like that weird that.
What the fuck was that?
Okay, it's
somebody malorded over there.
He malorded his
pants.
I actually like a couple of songs that I heard that I didn't even know that it was Billie Eilish. I was like, oh, is this Ella Fitzgerald? Some songs she's got like an old school vibe to it. And I fucking dig the ideas that was a baby crying. The whole ideas of like her brother
Squirrel.
I told him, I was like, hey, if you're going to bring the baby into the bar, I was like, hey, we're doing an interview right now. I was like, bring little miss over here and have her, I was like, this is something, it's like, hey, when, you probably don't remember this, but when you were little, you got to sit in on this band's interview, and, it's like, look how cool of a dad I was, you how many kids can say that,
Yeah, when they grow up, they don't give a shit.
Right.
Sometimes they do.
Well,
But back to the Billie Eilish recording a hi-hat tick that was literally like a fucking walk, like from a walk, what do you call it? Like a crosswalk, like a sidewalk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, that was your hi-hat? It was a crosswalk tick. That's so fucking cool just to think of that.
I didn't know that. So yeah. Well, okay.
When we have a budget that allows us to do that, we will come up with shit.
I was walking through Charlotte last month, and I was like sitting here waiting on a fucking stoplight, and I heard. I was like, fucking record that motherfucker. And I was like, well, why not? Why not? Yeah. It'll never get used. But that's a fucking awesome idea to just. There you go.
Who came up with the alternate version of Acid Trap?
That's a good one.
I knew that was coming. Knew that was coming.
This that was recorded around 2013. I was just came out of a car wreck, and the bass player at the time, Justin Fisher, no longer with us. All this. He comes. I'm all on hospital medication, right? And he goes, "Come here, smoke this, and play." Came in with a little 4-track, digital recorder, and we just fucking recorded in an old house, like me and him, and just did I love Tom Waits. I love Louis Armstrong.
Me too. Hell yeah.
And we just put that shit together. It was that song, the alternative version, and the opening song, "Taking Back the Mountain." It's just me and him with whatever instruments we could find to just to record.
I like the alternate version. It's awesome.
That's cool.
There's kind of a funny story about that, because when I was learning to play that song, the first version he sent to me, I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that, yeah. So I started learning that, and I think I lost that file. So I was like, hey, can you send that to me again? Then he sent me a different version of the song, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, so I learned this song, and it was going great. And I don't think he realized he'd sent me 2 different versions of the song. So we kind of just play it. We play it a different way even now.
No, it's more of the original way. It's just old skate rock.
Yeah.
Even the original way. Speaking of influences, if you look on YouTube, I know everybody says don't read comments or whatever on YouTube on your whatever. But there was this one comment that said, "Oh, you ripped off Madball," which New York hardcore.
Yeah.
I didn't respond, but that riff literally came from a Rat song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean it's not 100% Rat, but it's the same as "You're in Love."
Yeah, "You're in Love." Yeah,
it's just that whole chunk, and it's
round and round. Sorry.
but it's just
No,
funny
no,
how
I'm saying rat. Though,
It could have been a couple of rat songs. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it from whatever. But it's just it's cool that even though this guy thought we ripped off something, that's what he interpreted. You know, that's what he got out of it. And I'm a fan of Madball. I never heard the song that he was referring to, but still yet, awesome. You know, and that's what you heard. That's what you heard. I had a friend who heard our song "We All Fight," and he was like, "That sounds like Creedence Clearwater Revival," and I'm like, "Fuck yeah." I didn't think of that. I don't even know what I was thinking of. But if that's what you got out of it, you know, right? It's right up there, you know, with the influence, you know. So
it's everywhere.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. Lorded.
Speaking of people that have passed away, I forgot to mention this before the show started. We just lost 2 musical legends. First of all, Sly Stone.
Yes.
And
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson, man.
Brian Wilson.
Fucking sucks.
Huge influence.
Yes.
Just because of his madness.
His Pet Sounds is probably in my top 10 favorite albums.
Absolutely,
all time.
Yeah. Just because he was like, I hear sand in this song. Motherfucker put sand. You know, just people walking on sand in his living room because that's what he heard in a song, and he put it in a fucking song.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah,
piano, everything in that sound.
Their vocal harmonies. You know, he was a falsetto. You know, and which is weird to have somebody that could sing that way and also be like an expert arranger, songwriter. You know, his influence shone through all of their music, you know, but it was I think it was his as an arranger, you know, he started out playing bass with them, you know, and he eventually, you know, wrote all of their good music, I would like to say, but it's I don't think people, you know, especially these, you know, as time progresses, realize how brilliant he was, you know, and how many people he influenced.
Oh, I know.
And you know, you'll have people from like you know, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers say, "Hey, the Beach Boys were one of my biggest influences as far as like playing music."
They made beautiful music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And hey, Charles Manson liked them.
Yeah, that's a whole different. And that's actually a true story because he knew
Dennis.
And he had like gave them like a demo. He gave Dennis a demo or something of his music, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, I don't think I want to." Obviously you're crazy, you know, but he kind of took that kind of to heart.
But he got weird about that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like Beach Boy, I had my parents were like old by the time they had me, and I had like older brothers, you know, that were like 10 years older than me, and that's the stuff that was in the house, you know, like Beach Boys. You know, the shag music, and just, you know, it was great stuff. It was good stuff. And hell, they even influenced the Ramones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
They influenced everybody.
Yeah. And Sly, that was in the house as well. That was my mother's cleaning music.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real. Like when it was spring clean time, she would put on that shit and just either you're cleaning the house or you're going outside and not coming in until sundown.
Yeah.
And she would just fucking, why can't we be friends? You know.
Wasn't that War?
That's Eric Burden.
Yeah, you're right. All right, give me a second.
Put that pen down, Johnny.
Put that pen down. I was trying to sing Different Strokes. Is that them? Is that Sly? Please tell me that's Sly.
Pretty sure that one is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different Strokes. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Listening to Sly and Stone, you hear so many samples that people have used of his music from like Janet Jackson to Gangstar. You hear all that shit in there. It's like, oh man, wow, they sampled this. That happens to me all the time. I'll be walking through the grocery store and a song will be playing. Oh man, somebody sampled this song.
And for like 4 or 5 seconds, you don't know which version it is.
Right.
Yeah. Well, now you walk into a grocery store and it's like, oh wow, this is, the stuff we listen to now.
I was shopping at the grocery store and they were playing War Pigs.
Really?
And I was like,
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, cool. I'm like, you're getting old when you're rocking out to the songs at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody is in trouble. It was that, and then
Put this on.
And then
that's the guy back there in the meat section.
Yeah. And then right after that, I swore they played System of a Down, Spiders. I'm like, somebody got a hold of the fucking music in this store.
Yeah. I remember when they played like Huey Lewis and the News, and it was like, all right, this is that generation's music. They're just common, and now they're playing our generation of music.
Yeah.
It's
a little heavier.
It is. We were rolling with my neighbor last night. He said, give me your top 3 metal bands. And I was like, Sabbath. He's like, they're not metal. I'm like, motherfucker, get out of my car. I almost stopped on the fucking highway and kicked them out of the car. I'm like, dude, no.
While it's still going down the road.
Yeah. I was like, dude, no, you're fucking wrong, dude. No, they are the kings of metal.
Yeah, they invented metal.
Yes.
Some would say Judas Priest. I personally think it was Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
But
Black Sabbath came. They solidified it.
Yeah.
They solidified that whole heaviness of what they do, so
I think they invented doom rock before they even knew it was
they invented, there was no doom rock when they were around. No. It was they invented heavy metal, and then doom came after that.
Right.
They just happened to play heavy metal. I guess they invented 2 genres.
Right,
So
I wish I could.
Paranoid's a punk rock song.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
well, it's funny because even Ozzy's big influence is the Beach Boys and the Beatles.
Yeah. There's one song I can't remember the name now, but we all know how Black Sabbath has this like demonic horror movie-esque music in the beginning, and then they go into whatever the fuck
super
kicks in.
Yeah, technical ecstasy.
They do have a song that is of that. It's like dun, 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 and then that's not Sabbath, but
I'm taking this from you.
That's fucking.
It's the pen of doom.
That's Pop Goes the Weasel. My bad. I swear
We're never above you.
3 new songs coming soon from Queen City Rejects. Yeah.
Fucking Pop Goes the Weasel,
that
Doom
next
style.
live show is going to be
that show. The final show for Sabbath that they're doing in England. I wish I could go to that.
No doubt, dude. That would be.
Does anybody know right off the top of their head how much a ticket for that would be?
I don't know.
Because it's in Birmingham, England, right?
Sold out within seconds, but they said you can't resell the tickets. There's some kind of weird thing that you can't I don't know why.
I wonder how much the original tickets were going for, though.
I would pay up to like $5,000
because I mean, even if you lived in England, how much would it cost you to go to that show?
Because you
Because Birmingham, it's not it's not like near. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not near London.
I have no idea.
It's kind of
Northwest.
yeah. So it's a drive for most of the population for that country. So, which I get why they did it, because that's where they're from. But still, though, that's crazy. It'd be like, hey,
Dad, dude, you're automatically like, what?
it'd be like it'd be like us having. It's like, okay, we're going to do our last ever show in Charlotte, and you got to come there and you got to fly there, and it'd just be sold out in seconds. You know, that's crazy to think about.
But they're like putting it out there like Netflix or whatever.
It'll be live.
Yeah, it's on pay-per-view, I think. Yeah.
Which will still be, historic.
It'll
if
be
anything.
like Live Aid kind of.
Oh yeah. That was a good. I remember that.
I've got that box set from Live Aid. It's like
of HBO.
And it's so funny seeing Judas Priest on that, because Rob comes out on a fucking Harley and he's got all his leather on and all this shit, and the audience is like, we just watched like Wham play, and now we got now we got Judas Priest. It was awesome.
And they had Black Sabbath reunion and Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
There's a Led Zeppelin reunion.
And everyone was pissed because Phil Collins played the drums for that.
Played the drums, right?
Yeah.
Well, who knew that would turn out bad?
I mean, it worked. It was the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
Phil Collins was the shit.
He still is the shit.
In studio. In studio? No, studio.
There you go.
In studio.
Is that a word? No. Did I just say something wrong?
Studio is not either.
Malorded.
Malorded.
That's a word.
Yeah, you did it. Thank God.
It only took one.
Somebody did.
It only took one. That should be their slogan. It only takes one.
I'll never do. Well, I take that back. When we have on Skewer Rat on Monday, they all want to do a shot together of that stuff. So
now who? I've heard the name, but I don't know.
Skewer Rat?
Yeah.
They're a punk band out of Kannapolis.
Yeah.
It's a female lead singer who, to me, sounds a lot like Marilyn Manson.
Really?
She's this tall, she's short blonde, and she fucking...
My bad.
Hearing her voice and then seeing her in person, it doesn't match up.
Yeah.
I'm like...
That's always good.
That's you? She's like, yeah. That's me involved.
Yeah.
Usually have one that likes my Lord.
I don't know anyone that would like it.
That's a good.
Oh,
what was it?
Oh yeah,
What
Joe.
was the question?
Joe likes that. You weren't in Chicago and drinking Merlot.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Malort.
We drink that here.
We drink 3 shots of Malort today.
You guys don't like that shit. You're all fucking liars.
No.
You're all full of shit.
I'll do
tell you
another
this.
one right now.
I will show you.
Order one. No?
No.
Malort.
Order 3.
Yeah. 4.
None of shit.
all of them
I'm
did.
here, but not really. I don't know. I'm just kind of here.
You're just here. Yeah, this is Chad, by the way, our drummer. This is Landon, the guitarist.
I play guitar. Yeah.
And sing vocals, right?
Yeah.
And all this and that. I don't know where we're going.
That's all right. No, so actually, we're coming up on an hour here. So one of my last questions that I always ask bands, and I normally give them a heads up, but I think this is going to be really, really funny because I want to hear your answer. I need a favorite cover song by any band from each of you. No. I want you to go first.
A favorite. We've actually been talking about Edie Brickell's "What I Am."
That'd be cool.
Just because it fucking grooves.
Yeah.
It grooves and it says everything you want it to say and it says nothing at all. you know, and it's just
That's a whole new song you just wrote there.
yeah.
It's kind of like Pop Rocks and White Owls.
Pop Rocks and White Owl. Yeah, there's a story behind that one. But your turn now. Favorite cover song?
You know, I just realized we're all sleeveless today.
All sleeveless.
Punk rock uniform, man.
I said.
I just noticed the napalm death. The patch there. I've been kind of glancing over here, and I was like, "Oh yeah, napalm death, yeah."
Yeah, we saw them open for they opened. They headlined with the Melvin show at the Underground not too long ago.
That
was an awesome show. And they did a cover of Nazi Punk's "Fuck Off," so that was awesome.
Well, they've always done that though.
I think that they close out every set with that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite covers I did in a cover band a long, long time ago. It was by a band called Robin Trower. Well, Robin Trower.
Yeah.
And Bridge of Sighs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
a good one. Very moody song.
That's some head music for you.
Yeah.
Guitar player.
Let me hold that stick there, boy.
You hold that
stick. But Robin Trower.
Me personally, I've always wanted to do a Taylor Swift cover.
I can see him doing some Taylor Swift vocals.
I think you
can pull it off.
Shake it off. We could do Shake It Off. Shake It Off. That'll work. Shake It Off.
What band? What recent band did a whole album of Taylor Swift covers? I forget who it was.
It wasn't Newfound Glory, was it?
No, it's a metal band.
Metal band.
Yeah. They had done like a whole album of just Taylor Swift covers.
I saw that look.
Well, we can't do it now.
I only know Shake It Off.
Shake It Off. That's what I do after I go to pee. But
I think everybody shakes it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's nice when you get help, though, by a beautiful female.
There's a baby in the bar. Stop. Yeah.
The baby's got to be fine.
No, but on a serious note, probably, I don't know, as far as a cover song, if I had to pick one. In all seriousness, and this sounds kind of cliche, but I'd like to do a Typo Negative song.
Yeah.
They had some good stuff. They did have some
Typo Negative, you said?
Yeah.
That was.
I thought you were going to say some like Stevie Nicks or
no
something random.
Typo Negative's a band that a lot of people don't cover. Unless it's like Christian Woman or Black Number One or something like that.
They did some awesome covers too.
Yeah.
Summer's Eve.
They were on Breeze.
Summer Breeze.
Yeah, that was what is that? Neil Diamond or something like that. Yeah.
No, that was Seals and Crofts.
Seals and Crofts. Yeah. They did Cinnamon Girl, which was Neil Young.
Yeah.
Neil Young. And they also
You're sitting
did
here whispering in my ear, and I got headphones on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same here.
But anyway.
Anyways.
What was the question? Cover song.
Take that vape away from him.
Rolodex is rolling, baby.
If I can take another minute of your time here, if we can segue into greatest cover songs ever that somebody else did.
That's what the question was.
Oh, I thought you were talking about us doing.
Yeah, no, it was not.
What was the question? I may have answered this wrong.
Yeah,
cover song by another band, not your guys' cover
I misunderstood the question.
Okay, no.
Shit!
Anything Slayer did, right? For that,
I'm down with Slayer.
That cover album.
I totally misunderstood the whole question.
Yeah, TSOL abolish.
Oh yeah,
government.
That was a good
awesome.
one.
Yeah.
That was on what was it? What's that Slayer cover album?
I forget.
Dude,
what
James
it was, but
Sang
it was a whole album of just
Undisputed
Undisputed
Attitude.
It was all punk covers.
Yeah. They did the Vandals. They did They did all like
It's pretty much
they
Jeff
did Minor
Hanneman
Threat.
saying, "Hey, I want to
Yeah.
play some punk shit."
Yeah.
Fucking Slayer.
That
Sorry.
and that or I'm gonna okay, it's not Cannibal Corpse. Who is they turn
It's fucking.
you shut the fuck up.
I didn't
6
bring
feet
my
under?
depends. Hang on, piss my pants.
Is it
Cannibal Corpse covering.
no. It's, okay, Chris Barnes, he went into what band?
Oh, 6 Feet Under.
Okay,
6 Feet Under.
'cause there's a hardcore band called 6 Feet Deep, and I always get it mixed up.
Yeah.
6 Feet Under, they did a fucking hellacious Hell's Bells.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that out.
They,
dude.
they also
Yeah.
did War Machine by Kiss.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's,
yes.
Dude, that's one of my favorite
And,
Kiss songs. Yeah.
you like think of like Hell's Bells, the most perfect intro. If you got another one,
Yeah.
you know, by all means, bring it to the table. Hell's Bells, 6 Feet Under.
I'm
Holy
gonna
shit
listen to
balls!
that on my way home today. Yeah.
Yes.
And if I can, since I understand the question now, this is going to seem kind of odd, but probably my favorite cover of all time was by a pop punk band called The Starting Line,
Yep.
and it was covering Jennifer Lopez's "I'm Real."
Hmm.
So I know that's kind of a dirty word, pop punk, but
I kind of fuck it. It's all right.
Who did the Scooby Thoo?
Scooby Thule.
The Scooby Doo theme. Did I say that right?
Bro.
I don't know.
Yellow Card.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah, that
yeah,
was
yeah,
yeah. Another pop.
I know what the
punk
fuck
band.
I'm talking about.
Pop bands are famous for covers, so yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite covers, which is they've never put on the album, is Guar's cover of "If You Want Blood."
You got it by AC/DC.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Every
yeah.
time I've seen Guar, up until recently, they would cover that song.
And it is a scathing rendition
Yes,
of it.
it's fucking. They kill it.
The only song I like from Gore is the one that was Beefcake sings on
The Road Behind.
that one.
Yeah.
That's
So, Beefcake, the old Beefcake, is now the
The singer.
he's
The
the
singer,
yeah.
yeah.
Which is that should be.
yeah.
As
He
it
was
should
their
be.
best bass player ever.
Yeah.
By the way.
If you have time, go on YouTube. He does a TED Talk about Richmond. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's
I've
Sorry,
actually
that was me.
hung out at the Slave Pit up there. I was
really?
on tour in another band.
The cold was playing. I couldn't help myself.
They
yeah,
were,
speaking of that, yeah.
we were playing at a bar up there.
I saw that look.
And I can't remember who it was, but somebody, one of those guys was in there, and we were talking about needing a place to crash, and they had the Slave Pit up there, which is like a studio, and they were like, "Hey, if you need a place to crash, we got a room you guys can stay in." And come to find out, it was the Slave Pit up there. And
No shit.
Yeah, and we they did, we didn't go into like their studio or anything, but because it's like they have like where they craft all their costumes and shit,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we basically just crashed on some couches up there. But it was, I thought that was
awesome of
fucking
them.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome of them.
To
even have a place to offer bands when they're
well,
out
to
there.
even offer it to begin with, that kind
awesome.
of that kind of shows you they still are kind of tied to the DIY scene. And,
They are, yeah. I don't know anyone who owns any Guar music. It is, everyone goes to their shows.
I had a mixtape.
I was in Asheville Monday, and I stopped at a record shop, and I was going through the used metal, and they had every single Guar record in there, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to actually commit to owning a Guar record. I'm like, nah, fuck it, no, I'm not going to do it.
a record or
I will
an
say,
actual
I
record?
actually,
Yeah.
I was at
no,
the
fuck
show
that.
that they shut down 4808.
What the fuck?
No,
Who owns a
they-
Guar record? Dude, this is not we're not a Guar record. It's like either you have a tape or a CD.
I mean, I'm an all vinyl DJ too, but I mean, I would never play Guar at any gig. So
Who in the Guar camp thought it was a good idea to put that on vinyl?
they had every record that Guar ever put out used.
That's why it's still sitting there.
I was like, but no, it had
talking about?
Sudama Go-Go was on that one.
Oh, this Cold Earth.
Yeah. I was like, man, it's only $15. Maybe I should buy it. No,
I wouldn't put Guar in the top tier of records.
No.
I don't even know why they did that. But anyway.
Let's see what time is it?
Guar has some good stuff.
Yeah, they do.
They played Charlotte years ago, and they shut the club down because they were
caught the ceiling on fire.
They caught the ceiling on fire, and they were throwing meat. It was 4808.
Was that Guar?
Yeah, it was Guar.
What did they sodomize?
remember when Dave Brocky was with me still, and they played Tremont, and he got tossed in jail after the show because he brought out his big cock on stage.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't do that, man. It's not a real cock. I mean, he really,
They did that. They did something at the DAC too.
yeah.
And
They were at Tremont one time and they got shut down because this is back when they still had the chick Sly Minch. She was out there breathing fire and shit, and she caught the fucking ceiling on fire.
Oops.
And she was out there, just kept blowing fire, and it was just getting bigger and bigger. And every time she'd do that, like the ceiling was catching on fire, and they were like, "No, you got to stop."
Yeah. Wow. Guar. So your next show is when? August
22nd. If it happens, we'll see.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. It'll be at the Rooster.
I fully expect a Taylor Swift cover.
It's gonna happen.
You're singing it.
Yeah.
I will.
I'll come up on it.
You gotta play it too, man. And you gotta look at me like, man, this is the best shit we've ever done.
I'll play anything you fucking. We did do a cover of Jay Giles' "Love Stinks."
Oh, I love that song.
And we played it on February 14th.
On Valentine's Day?
Yes,
Yeah.
but that was years ago.
Yeah.
But it was still, it was fun. Love all those guys.
I am the wedding singer. You listen to every word I have to say.
Was that what was that? What Adam Sandler one?
That was the wedding singer. And they were doing a cover of Love Stinks at a wedding, and the bride's dad's like, "You suck." He's like, "I'm the wedding singer. You listen to every word I have to say."
You said that, I was like, I know what movie he's talking about.
I think that's what gave us the inspiration to fucking do it. Was just because if Adam Sandler can sing it and make it sound cool, why not try to make it a punk song?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Where can people find you guys?
You can find us anywhere on the interweb, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. You got the first record that came out in 2015. It's just a 2015 EP. And then you got Run 'Em Out that came out. I don't even know when it came out, during the pandemic, so it was it got all fucked up.
Yeah.
But we'll be in the good one. We'll be in a studio sometime this summer.
Okay.
With some new stuff,
New shit.
and
Looking forward to it.
like just a brand new fucking hoo-wah.
Do you sell any of your music on vinyl or CD or tape or anything?
When we have it, we have it.
Okay.
If somebody finds it,
Yeah. I mean, there's.
Is it out there?
well, I'll show you a picture of me in kindergarten if you want me to.
We do have Run 'Em Out. Came out on cassette.
Okay.
And that came out on Mike Phillips' record label that he, Gabba Gabba Huh. you know, and that was cool because he and I got together and was like, we wanted old school. Like if you actually find a cassette, it's like Bad Brains Yellow.
Okay.
If you know what color that is.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah, there you go. Bad Brains Yellow. Like the other side, we did like Dead Kennedys. This side is for recording, whatever. And we just paid homage, whatever you want to call it. What did Tracy Morgan call it? Amish.
Someone's getting pregnant tonight.
Hey, that's the greatest quote ever.
I love that guy.
But yeah, we to Alternative Tentacles, that record label.
Yeah.
Like if you had one of their cassette tapes, it was left blank, so you could record mix music. You can make a mixtape, and they put that this side was left blank, so you could record blah 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 blah.
No shit.
Yeah. And we did that. We even he and I got together and we're looking at old Van Halen cassette tapes. And if you actually find a Queen City cassette tape, it looks like Diver Down. Just how it was
With
like
that red.
No, not the stripe, but we put the name of the band up in the left-hand side and the name of the record on the right-hand side.
Okay.
And that was our Van Halen tribute. So
Van Halen. That's a band I never saw as well. Oh well. And I never will know. Oh well.
Sorry.
That's yeah.
How's it doing?
That's like once Van Halen is no more, that's like
Which version, you know?
I'm a Hagar fan. I love Sammy. I like him better than Roth. I'm sorry.
I like them both.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, you listen to Human Beings, awesome fucking song. And they hated each other during that time.
Oh yeah.
The song 5150.
Now I do like that album.
I mean, I like Roth days. I mean, it's a lot heavier than the Sammy days, but I don't know. I was like Sammy's voice better than I like.
And the OU812 album, I like Sammy Hagar's his vocals on that.
Yes.
They're
I'm a Roth guy, man. Just
You're a Roth.
I mean, definitely Roth.
That's
I mean,
how how they came out the box.
Yeah.
I really feel like the OU812 album was like the album that like musically they could do, and it was phenomenal, you know. But it just didn't have the energy of the Roth era.
It was a very toned down.
Oh yeah, as far
Halen.
as listening to it, it's a great fucking album.
You want to hear a heavy song? The song 5150.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That is like you take the tuning down to low A, and then you throw some Muddy Waters on it, and holy fuck, they went heavy. I will even say, what's that one? The last one they did, the one with the train on it.
What?
Stranger Than Truth.
Talking about with the one with Gary Sharon.
No. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. The guy from
That's not a Van Halen album.
Edit that one out. Edit that shit out. Edit that shit.
Hey, he does like cock rock, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
it's the
Extreme
one.
was not a hair metal band, so let's.
I don't know.
I don't know. So the Van Halen record. Let's get away from Extreme.
Which album are you talking about?
It's the last one. The last one. The last. It's. I think.
Hold on. Oh shit, my phone's dead. I would look it
Bigger
up.
Than Truth, Stranger Than Truth, something a whole different truth. It's the one that they did with Roth. They came out in 2011.
They had Meanwhile, was that the one?
No. That was the fucking.
So right after the Greatest Hits album that they put out, and they had put an extra song on there that was a new song. People liked that song so much.
No, they put out a whole new record.
That's what I'm going with this.
I thought that was
after that, they're like, well, let's make a whole album. So yes,
Different kind of truth.
that's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And what did I say?
Yeah, okay, now. Yes, now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Finally, someone understands the fucking church.
There's some good music. There's some good music on that.
Yeah.
And a lot of those songs
2012.
they had demoed from the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, and then they just was like, hey, we had this song from 1976. Let's fucking make a record.
You're
with
Van
it."
Halen. Our terrible songs are better than your best song.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up for the week. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having
Fun.
us. Thank
This
you
was
guys.
fun. Thank you.
This was fun.
What do we need to do? We done?
We're all done.
All right.
We need to go take a shot of Malort for me.
No, fuck that
Oh my
shit.
God, it's bright in this motherfucker.
Sold my soul, baby, that's no jive. Ain't no jive. That's proof, baby, nobody can say.
A huge shout out to our gracious host, Tommy's Pub. Located at 3124 East Wade Drive, Tommy's Pub is a small neighborhood bar that's big on music and community. Go to Tommy's Pub's Facebook page where they regularly provide updates about upcoming events to include weekly open mic night, karaoke, and live music from some of the best up-and-coming bands in the Queen City. Thank you, Tommy's Pub, for hosting ImVibes. Thank you for listening to ImVibes Podcast, home of good music, good libations, and good vibes. Please like, rate, and subscribe to ImVibes Podcast on your favorite listening platform. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All are at ImVibes Podcast. ImVibes Podcast is in need of sponsorship. If you'd be interested in sponsoring the show or just an episode, email us at imvibespodcast@gmail.com for more details. Email us at imvibespodcast@gmail.com if you'd like to be a guest or have an idea for a guest we should interview.
Opinions and views expressed by guests are not necessarily the opinions or views of the ImVibes team or BWM Productions.